Seems like big broods are a thing of the past. It's been announced that fertility rates have fallen to a record low for women under the age of 30. No longer 2.4 children. It's actually gone down to 1.65, below being the average number now. So, are big families, I wonder, Judy, a thing of the past?
Do you know what? I feel like we're at a stage where we haven't got all the resources that would make it so easy to have children anymore. So I think that's why it's kind of cutting down and limited and people waiting until an older age, I feel. I just think that, you know, people's not saying, oh, I'm going to have a baby now and I get flat and so on. They've got all these other things that they need in preparation, and it's just become a way of, like, really planning than necessarily just having a baby. There's no reason now to just have an accident. There's so much precaution around.
Yeah, and it's not just simple choice. Like when contraception came along, obviously there was choice, but now there's so many options. I mean, you've got an absolute smorgasbord of choices of things that you want to do. I mean, Jane, did you make an active decision to have a child, or was it the accident? You don't actually hear that phrase much anymore, do you?
Yeah, no, I absolutely did. I mean, I probably reinvented history, but as far as I can remember, I literally woke up on my 30th birthday and went, right, time to have a child.
How very Jane.
How very Jane. And I was very lucky. I got pregnant very quickly.
Did the dad know?
And he did.
Good.
He was involved in the decision, yes. And I didn't really think about it It was quite selfish, actually. I just thought, I want a child, therefore I'm going to have a child. But I was in a position in my life where I knew that I could look after that child, you know.
If the dad had said no, would you have gone ahead?
What, would I have had
if the dad
an accident, you mean?
Yeah.
No. Because I think, you know, at 30 years old, pretty smart, I think having broached a subject and then they say no and then accidentally you fall pregnant, it would be quite obvious that it wasn't an accident.
But you, Judy, did you make an active decision?
You know what? It wasn't it wasn't an active decision. It was like, you know, dating and it happened and it was like, oh, my gosh, I'm pregnant. But I do, you know, at that age of 25 and leading up to that, I did want a child because I went through a stage where I was diagnosed with endometriosis and I was told that, you know, my chance of having a child was less. So I was really, like, conscious, like, oh, my gosh, am I going to have children? Plus, I had a parent who was quite older. My mum was quite older, so I wanted to have that feeling of giving her a grandchild and so on. So when I got pregnant, you know, it was a shock and you know, I just thought, you know, I'm having my baby. As my mum said, have your baby. So I had my baby and I've got two.
It's funny you saying that your mum's experience influenced you in your decisions, like your mum being older.
Yeah.
Carol, did your mum's experience influence your decisions?
Yeah, 100%, because she had 4 kids. She was left on her own. We were all like under 6 or something at the time. And I just remember being really young and just watching her and thinking, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in a place where I have children. I have to look after them. I have to devote my life to them. And that might sound selfish, but I think it's more selfish to have a child and then not look after it. But I never wanted one. I just never, ever thought that would be part of my life. And I did get pregnant twice and did have 2 terminations. And I'm not ashamed of that. And, you know, some people might disagree that that's a good idea. But I was 38 when I had the second one. And I think, I mean, it was a very, very simple decision for me to make. And it was very, very easy. It was a one-night stand, believe it or not, at 38. Yeah, it took a long time to grow up. And I got pregnant. And I think my body was saying to me, look, you're running out of time. You better get on with this. And I think that was what was happening. And I think now with these younger kids not kids, but, you know, youngsters not having so many children, I think that I'd like to think that they do worry about the future and what's happening to the planet and what's happening to the world and where we're going. I would like to think they're worried about that, but I'm not sure. I think people don't put that much thought into having kids. So I don't know what...
I think it's part of the decision-making, you know. And
yeah. Didn't Harry and Meghan make some grand statement about how they were only going to have 2 children because, you know, it's not good for the planet to have any more, if I remember rightly?
How typical they are in their decision-making, I don't know, but...